advice would you give families considering like the Weathertex product itself?
It's 100% natural. We have no chemicals in the board. It's backed by a wonderful warranty. Follow that process through right to the end and ensuring that that's what the homeowner wants.
Hey guys, welcome to The Builder's Edge. I'm Norm Wales from Norm Wales Constructions. Now, for me, the whole purpose of this podcast here is to bring a little bit more awareness around the construction industry. I've been feeling for many, many years that there's not enough helpful information out there to support you guys to make the right choice. Now, we are a smaller family independent building company, and we're not here to build everybody's home. But we would definitely love to be able to work with you to facilitate your dream home. But if we don't build your new home, we want you to be able to make the right decision in choosing the right builder for you. So hopefully the information that I'm able to provide through this podcast can be informative and helpful that you can now create your dream home. So I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. So Cheeky, before we dive into this podcast, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today. And then why you care so much about helping families build their dream home.
Yeah, look, thanks, Norm, and thanks for having me here today. And it's a privilege to be here. So where it all started from is I actually did about 10 years in the building industry for a timber merchant with Sunshine Mitre 10. From there, I progressed into the role that I'm into now as the BDM for Weathertex. Mm-hmm. And from then on, it's just escalated for me as a career to step and go outside, I suppose, my parameters and trying to, better myself. So,
yeah, wonderful.
To get where I am now, there's been some hurdles during my career, but this one's one of the best ones because, there's a product there that I sell, and I'm so passionate about it. A lot of people tell me is, what do you get out of it, Cheek? And I say, well, it's more about seeing the happy faces when the likes of your guys, Norm, on site have installed it to perfection. And I see the homeowners, especially when I know there's a lot of time and effort given into selecting from day dot and actually finally seeing that product, how it is at the end. That's where I get the most passionate out of it and success for me as well.
Mate, I love that. That's amazing. And, I think something, when you got that passion and that drive behind it there, it just means so much more, doesn't it? It just makes it more enjoyable.
Exactly.
Perfect. So, Cheeky, what's the most, unique qualities, does Weathertex cladding offer compared to other materials?
Mate, in honesty, it's 100% natural. 97% of it's made out of a hardwood. 3% is just natural wax. To be quite upfront, it's paraffin wax. Mm-hmm. So all that is just to handle the outdoor conditions. So we've, totally 100% natural, where we have no chemicals in the board. Formaldehyde and most importantly, silicosis.
Yeah, no, that's very important. We're all very aware of, the asbestos and silicosis and those sorts of things that have been in the industry in the past. And, unfortunately, it hasn't ended in the right result with, where that's taken people. But, no, it's the Weathertex, mate, it is a fantastic product, and it's, great to see you guys, standing by your product and delivering such a fantastic range as well. What I guess, Cheeky, how does using the Weathertex cladding and the ranges that you have there, impact their homes, sustainability and the overall environment footprint? What does it leave behind?
Yeah, look, sustainable is a unique thing that we all thrive through in the actual factory itself. Mm-hmm. Without having a sustainable product, I believe that we wouldn't be where we are now in pushing that's what we're all about.
Yeah,
is being sustainable. Then it comes to the better zero carbon footprint as well, which when we look at that, suppose, in an essence, circularity too, where it comes from the forestry through, obviously our logs into the factory, with the processes going through, and it minimises the zero waste as well. That way we're using every depth of our product that can be, for example, shredded and used in your garden beds, to be honest, because it's all termite resistant.
Yeah.
So, little knickknacks like that, people don't realise. They're like, are you serious?
And that's the thing, like I must admit, when you first, I won't say pitched it to us, you didn't have to pitch it like it's a fantastic product, but, to have that product to be able to be, it's zero waste, like especially the day we live in now, there's that much waste in a building site, and we're very, big on minimal waste ourselves, and have been able to be so fortunate to use such a great product that there is no waste. It's marvellous, and, if you get a little offcut here or there, it says, hey, it can all go back and being recycled again.
Correct. That's the beauty of the Weathertex product and doing that.
No, that's wonderful, mate. And, around that there, what long-term benefits, such as, the durability and that of the product in itself there, can families expect from, using Weathertex cladding?
Oh, look, it's backed by a wonderful warranty overall, 25 years on our prime products, and that's governed by no splitting, rotting or cracking. With our Timber Natural, again, you have a 10-year warranty as well, because it's an unprimed product.
Yeah.
With no splitting, rotting or cracking as well. So the longevity of our warranty, purpose the actual lengthness of it being very warranted.
That's amazing. They have such a great extensive warranty there. It just proves the company itself there standing by the product. And in my experience, that's probably one of my number one things is standing by what you do. And I love surrounding myself with people that are as passionate about doing that as well. And then that means all of us together are going to give our customers the best we possibly can. So definitely, standing by your product and, backing it up with the warranty, it's more of a rarity these days. Not every company can sort of say they do that. So that's amazing, mate. That's, hats off to you guys for that. And how does, for yourself there, using Weathertex cladding there, how's that actually help with the aesthetics of the overall value of a customer's home?
Oh, look, we've always taken into factors with the new, I suppose, legislations coming into place next year, where everything's going to be required to be on a type of batten, whether it's polystyrene or timber. Now, because whether it's steel frame or timber frame, we can actually have that sort of system, again, polystyrene or timber, to create that cavity. And what that reassures is there's just the airflow in behind the cladding because of the government between obviously the sarking and the cavity thermal break, which they call. It lets the flow of air go behind.
A bit of ventilation.
And it gives the homeowner that 7-star rating as well.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell me a little bit more around that there? Obviously you've been around the block a little bit yourself. By not installing, your product or any other Pacific claddings that are out there, correctly, how, can that impact the homeowner?
It will, in terms of hold up the job where, things have gone, in this instance, gone pear-shaped, where you get on the phone and say, Cheek, I need you. This is what's happened. Could you come and see the boys, and which I'll be there in a heartbeat, and I'll go through the process. I say, this is what we actually need to do, is by eliminating that procedure and then implementing the new procedure as per, obviously, the new legislations in the new year. So, being there, reassuring, obviously, the guys, and ensuring the homeowners as well. This is the reason why it is done this way.
Yeah.
So that they have, I suppose, clarity as well.
And it's great that you, obviously, as I said, you stand by your products and, you've got that warranty out there. And, I guess if you've got that education, that support around with what you do, I guess you won't be having those problems, especially if you're working with reputable builders and trades anyway. But,
Correct.
Still to have that there is definitely a very great asset, for, I guess, the consumer, knowing that, you guys are there for them all the way through from start to finish.
And that's the beauty of it too, Norm, is like, we're just a phone call away, not just myself. I mean, we've got other BDMs in the state. So if your boys are saying that we've got something that needs to be rectified, we can be there within next day or day later.
Yeah,
so
beautiful.
And, we go through that process with you guys of how to install it.
Yep.
And then we go away and then come back just to make sure there's reassurance by your boys. And not only that, you could meet the homeowner on site and have a good yarn to them and say, hey, look, I'm Cheeky from Weathertex.
Yep.
I'm here to help you.
Wonderful. No, look, that's amazing. And as I said before, you don't often get that support from companies. So, what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. Like when it comes down to a homeowner, like what do they need to know about sourcing this material?
Yeah, look, it's we'll talk about where it's made and all that. It's actually made in New South Wales, or to be exact, Heatherbrae. So we've been around for quite a long time. So the factory's actually been around since 1938, and in 1939 it actually it formed to where it is today. So it's an old factory, and it's still producing the good products of what you see out in the market today.
Yep.
As well. So it's a blessing to actually go online when you can actually see the 3D video of a virtual tour of our factory.
Okay.
Which, the homeowners are more than quite happy to jump online, go onto our website and actually check that out and, give yourself a beer of wine or two, Norm.
Yeah, wonderful. No, I like that, mate. And, I guess, Jackie, what would you, one thing or a bit of advice would you give families considering, the Weathertex product itself?
I back the product. Not only that, the reassurance is, we can go back to the designers and work from day dot and potentially get an understanding and a view of what the homeowner wants, where, A, we talk with the homeowner, we talk with the designer, collaborate our materials together and follow that process through right to the end and ensuring that that's what the homeowner wants.
Oh, that's amazing, man. That's, such a great thing and an asset, for you guys to be there for the homeowner. So I guess wrapping up a bit, the benefits, of a consumer picking such a wonderful product like, what you have there. It's not just the range that you're offering and that there's, a zero footprint with it and, having no waste. It's also having a reputable, company that stands by their product and that's there at, a phone call, moment's notice, So that's something that is really, really great to see that you guys are really pushing that, zero footprint, wanting, the best product out for the customers and you're there to stand by it, mate. So, as I said before, hats off to you, I really commend that. So, but mate, just before I wrap up there, I'd just like to ask one last question. And we call this the Get to Know Norm jar. So,
Mate, I might have to go get another beer, I think.
What have we got today? Okay, so Cheeky, what's a value or principle you live by and how was it shaped or how has it shaped your life?
Wow, mate. There's a lot out there, but one really sticks to mind is if you believe in it, go and do it and let no one else tell you how to do it.
I like that. That's something that I'm very focused on myself, but I guess for me it would be a handshake's a handshake and your word's your word and
Correct.
You stand by what you do. But mate, that's great. All right, Cheeky, mate, really appreciate having on today. It's, your wisdom has been, I think, very valuable, and it's amazing with what you guys are doing there at WeatherTech. So thanks again for being on the Builder's Edge.
Mate, thanks for having me and thanks for choosing WeatherTech because it's a better choice naturally.
Love it. All right. Thanks mate.